Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video on the channel. Today we're going to be going over the patch notes for the new Skyline Valley update, which has just been released in the last couple of hours. I am slightly delayed compared to normal, as I've just finished work and I've literally just thrown a hoodie just to be actually dressed, not in a dressing gown, because that would be strange making the video in that. I may be a little bit quiet, so turn your volume up just because my girlfriend is currently in bed fast asleep and I don't want to wake her up because this will be the last video that I make. Anyways, let's have a look at the patch notes that's just been released for the new update. So, June 12th, of course, let's have a look at the size of the update. This, of course, is bringing in the first map expansion ever for the game, so possibly the biggest ever update on the game, I would like to think. We've also got new mysterious locations added in, uncover the true location of Vault 63 and figure out the truth behind the Lost. There's also bringing in, of course, in linking with that is the new quest line, there's new events, there's new pretty much everything getting added in this update, so let's take a look. So the highlights of the update is, of course, the map expansion, bringing in the Shenandoah National Park. We also have the new quest line that's coming in, bringing in the story of Vault 63 and what's going on down there. I did start it briefly on the PTS, but I like to kind of wait until it properly gets released to fully play it. But when I started it, it seemed really good and kind of like a dark kind of questline, so I'm excited to dive into it properly. We also have the new public event that's coming in, which I forgot the name off the top of my head, that's really bad. There's a new regional boss coming in, a new ghoul type, which is the Lost, that's coming in, which is basically a ghoul which contains electricity, let's say. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Now the size of the update is pretty huge. Look at that, 40 gig this update is bringing in, and there's an awesome new look. Like when you go around the new location, I'm sure some of you have probably experienced it so far, but it is awesome. Like the environment, obviously we've always loved the ash heap, how that has its unique kind of like ash falling from the sky and stuff. This also brings in a whole new unique look to it, which is really cool. So that is called Skyline Valley. Now this, of course, as well, something that people have been wanting for a long time, is the fact that it's a new location where you can build camps. So all the people that's been building the same camp locations for the last 6 years are absolutely buzzing for the simple fact we have new locations to build at, which is fantastic. I may have a video coming up the next couple of weeks where I pick out some of the best camp locations maybe which you can camp at. I'll do something like that, as well as more videos on this update coming up the next couple of days, so make sure to be subscribed. Now, let's have a look. An unlikely invitation. After finding the true location of Vault 63, you'll work with its leaders to unravel the mystery behind the storm and the Lost. Throughout this quest line, you'll discover the mystery behind the Lost, meet new characters, and make gut-wrenching choices about the fate of the residents of Vault 63. So lots of cool stuff to dive into there. Dangerous Pastimes, that is the name of the new event that's been thrown in, and it is quite a hectic one. I hope they've made a couple of fixes and changes to it, no doubt from the PTS. But it is a lot of fun, it's quite cool, lots of enemies to fight, and quite challenging depending on how many players that you have at the actual event itself. Neurological Warfare is the new event which brings in the new boss. So basically you got to nuke a location and then it spawns in this boss fight where you fight, I think it's 3 whole new Goliaths, which is a giant robot pretty much, kind of like a bloody Prime of Fallout 4. However, I forgot the name of bloody. It's too late, guys. It's been a long day. I've just done a 10-hour shift and here we are at 11:30 at night. But yeah, never mind. Going under it anyways. It's an Optimus Prime. Going under it there. We're going on to the next bit. We've got a combat rebalance work. Moving on from the terrible memory that I have. So we are beginning a series of combat updates that are aimed to improve your experience. We're starting this process with today's update by making some changes to creatures and weapons. Our goal is for these changes to have a positive effect on combat throughout the entire game. To help set expectations, we expect these changes to take an effect in a variety of different places, weapons, creatures, etc. across multiple patches, giving you all a lot of time to provide feedback on the adjustments being made to ensure we are moving in a positive direction. So I'm quite excited about that because realistically, when you think about it, we've had the same meta for 5 years maybe now. Like, it's been pretty much the same stuff. You've either got your stealth commando builds, bombing around with a fixer. You've got the railway rifles. Like, these are the main two, I would say, unless you feel like there's something else. I feel like that's the main two, really, that are doing big damage in this game at the moment. So, especially railway rifles, to be fair. That seems the extreme meta against bosses and stuff nowadays. But yeah, going into the next bit, of course, we also have Season 17, bringing in the Pioneer Scouts, themed scoreboard seasons, whatever you want to call it nowadays. And there's lots of cool rewards. I have covered this in a previous video, so I'll not go over that too much. But this is the main bit which I wanted to go over. I actually don't have a bar on the right hand side of the screen. Oh yes, I do, it's there. Very faint. Alright, so let's dive into the patch notes. This is the lovely fun bit where I just read off the screen. But yeah, there you go. Listen and play the game while you listen to me. So, power armor, fixing a state players could get into when they could no longer craft Union power armor when they should have been able to. That is a fix which has been in the works for so long and people have been asking for it. So hopefully that's fixed it. Union power armor will no longer drop as loot from enemies, but can be rolled out from the purveyor if the recipe or entitlement is known by the player. With this fix, Union power armor is now craftable for players who have bought the learned recipe from Giuseppe or by players who earned the Union power armor in Season 10. If you do not have the plan for Union power armor, it can be purchased from Giuseppe, who is upstairs in the refuge. Upstairs? Is that what they call it, upstairs now? I suppose downstairs is where the shops are and stuff, but yeah, never mind. Once learned, they will no longer be able to be obtained. Additionally, Union power armor pieces will not drop as loot, even if you can craft the power armor pieces, but they can be found via random power armor purchases from Murmur at the Rusty Pick. That's just repeated exactly what I said a minute ago. Players should only see Union power armor pieces that they know how to craft from the purveyor, blah de blah. Okay, so let's have a look. Players who had learned to build the Atlantic City poker and blackjack tables but lost access to them should now be able to build them. Another big one there. Robot Bethesda case is now properly dropped from the Test Your Metal event. I didn't know you couldn't. I just knew that it disappeared when you tried placing it down, didn't it? Moonshine Jamboree have improved an issue which could block enemy pathing during the event. Masks of all tiers will now correctly drop upon event completion. I didn't know there was an actual issue with that. I thought it was just a sheer case of they're extremely hard to get, but hopefully that means they are a bit easier to get now. Improved spawn rates of the honey beast, thank God. That's been an issue for years where I've never seen them. Added a donation basket near the event. I've shown this in a previous video all about the Fashionat changes coming in, showing off some of the new masks as well. Definitely go check that out if you haven't already. Marchers now start walking to the parade, start immediately when their task is completed without needing to wait for their dialogue line to be finished. Increase the walk speed of the marchers, randomly pick between 5 possible end boss encounters. It will now pick between 5. What are the 5? That's an interesting one. I kind of want to know what all 5 are. Normally it's just the bloody Mega Sloth, so I wonder what the 5 are going to be. Sheep Squatch, Mega Sloth. I don't know. I'm interested to see though. Yao Guai pastry now counts as cooked meat for the Eat a Cooked Meat challenge. Applying the reflex sight to the Enclave pistol with a flamer barrel attachment now shows the decrease in AP. Hot rod on blocks and overgrown vehicle no longer spawn damaging nuke explosions when destroyed. Fix an issue which could cause players to get stuck while turning the spit in Meat Week. That happened to me last week and it was annoying. I got stuck, so I fast travelled back to the location to try and rejoin the event, and I missed getting the rewards. I was a bit annoyed, not gonna lie. Fix an issue with the damage reduction effect on the Endangeral barrel that allowed it to stack multiple times on a target. Nuka Shank now requires glass and cloth to be crafted rather than oil. Updated mods for the Gauss shotgun, Gauss minigun and Gauss pistol to correctly require science-based perks to be applied. Updated the default barrel mod for the Gauss rifle. Fix an issue which could cause fusion cores to appear empty when placed in power armor. Players can now trade the Herdsman Bell rack to other players. Paddle Ball now correctly displays the correct ammo type when inspected. We've also got, there's not too many mods, okay. Weapons, increase the base damage of the Alien Blaster and Cryolator, that's quite exciting. Fix an issue with how damage was calculated for the following weapons and mods. Auto Axe, Chainsaw, Minigun, Shredder mod. Increase base damage for the Auto Axe. Adjustments to electrified burning, poison mods for the following weapons: Auto Axe, Mr. Fuzzy Blade, Chinese Officer Sword, Shepherd's Crook, Shepherd's Staff, Sheepsquatch Club, Hatchet, Assault Run Blade, Revolutionary Sword, Baton, and the Vault 63 Shock Baton. Dev note: these weapons mods now evenly split the damage between physical and energy, and damage has been adjusted to account for damage being split between multiple damage types. The cattle prod also received a similar change. Its damage has been adjusted and is evenly split between physical and energy. These adjustments generally represent an increase in damage dealt. Interesting, that's good then. So they've all received a buff, basically. We also have improved how we calculate the fall off for weapon damage at range. We expect this to smooth out the fall off damage for weapons that historically lost most of their damage right away. All range weapons benefit from this, but it should be most visible with shotguns and pipe guns, as well as when fighting larger creatures such as death claws. Localizations, just random stuff. Quests, there's not that many changes by the looks of it. So we've got Honor Bound, fixed an issue where Vin could become hostile to the player. One Violent Night, fixed an issue where the Night Stalker's VFX would be applied to players multiple times. Bots on Parade and a Real Blast fixed an issue that caused the objective to complete before the correct number of hostiles were defeated. Distant Thunder increased the objective radius to be more accurately reflect the area in which Scorched can appear. Hell's Eagles fixed an issue that would allow players to start the quest again after completion. We also removed the second broken quest from players in a situation. Region of the Dead, Geordie no longer continuously starts dialogue with the player if the player exits dialogue with her before resolving the confrontation, and the quest Minor Miracles now starts correctly when interacting with the Garahan Excavator poster. Also got last few now with the UI. Items now display how much they will weigh when being placed in a character's stash. Score notification will no longer remain visible on ultra-wide monitors. Fixed an issue which could cause you have joined a team to remain visible on super wide monitors. Added height indicators for quest targets and NPCs to Power Armor UI. World, we've got Raider NPCs from the Coop will no longer spawn as legendary. The following creatures have received balance changes: Angler, Cave Cricket, I hope they've got a bit of a bloody nerve, the Cave Cricket, Floaters, Gulper, Mutant Hound, and Protectron. I wish they'd fixed the issue with Mutant Hounds where they make the noise after they're dead. That's something that's bugged me for years. Miscellaneous, the last ones now, we got fixed some dialogue inconsistencies. Broken Pro Snap Deluxe cameras will no longer appear in vendor inventories. Fixed some directional prompts for tax evasion. Fixed an issue which could cause audio to cut out on expeditions. Green Thumb, Backwoodsman 4 and Verdant Season should now work on broader selection of plants. Fixed an issue which would cause players to crash if they logged out during character generation. Fixed some cases where turret mounted laser weapons weren't triggering the electric absorption perk. Updated complete any expedition and complete any Atlantic City expedition challenges to include the new Atlantic mission, city mission from the America's Playground update. And that is all the stuff, thank God, because my eyes are getting very tired now. Anyways guys, that is basically the stuff. If you think there's some main points in there which you want to talk about, get them in the comments below. What do you think are the biggest changes in there that you're looking forward to testing out the most? And yeah, are you excited for this new season? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching guys, hope you enjoyed, and good night. Thank you, bye bye.